Welcome to another Ask Arlington. I'm Jay Warren. Ask Arlington is a show that is dedicated to answer the questions you have about what's happening here in our city. And on this episode, we are focusing on the Arlington Independent School District's 2014 voter-approved bond program. Proceeds of the bond are being used to build new facilities, upgrade existing facilities, address safety district-wide, upgrade technology infrastructure, provide fine arts equipment, and address transportation. So it is definitely accomplishing a lot for our students here in the American Dream City. That is a long list of things. And joining me here to talk about some of those is the superintendent for the Arlington Independent School District, Dr. Marcella Cavazos. Thank you so much for being here.
Jay, thank you for having me.
We really appreciate it, and we appreciate all the hard work you and your team are doing to enact this bond and the impact it's having here in our community.
Absolutely.
We got some great resident questions. But before we get to those, I thought I might have you start off by just describing the 2014 bond, what you've accomplished, and where things are right now.
So Jay, the 2014 bond, which we're implementing now, was really transformative. It was the largest bond we've ever done in Arlington. It was the largest bond in Tarrant County at the time. And it was transformative because it connected a lot of our facility needs, as well as our programming needs, our safety needs, transportation and fine arts, and security, all together to really enhance the school district, but also provide those opportunities for young people to reach their dreams as they pursue those in our school system. So from facilities to safety, security, technology, fine arts, all encompassing in this very transformative bond program.
Right. You have to make those investments in order to maintain the high quality of education you've got going on here in Arlington, right?
Absolutely, and so you have to also adapt your facilities, and the resources and the tools you provide students have to really be adapted to the needs of today and the future.
Right.
And so a lot of this bond was dealing with our future programming and the programming that we now have for young people to help them realize their dreams, but also in the infrastructure and the facility improvements to make sure the condition of our buildings across the school system were really taken care of and projected so that they could continue to last and serve our students well into the future.
Well, that's great. Well, let's get to some of our resident questions.
Sure.
As I mentioned, we got several good ones here. Our first one comes to us from Demi. She asks, what is Arlington ISD's timeline to complete all of the buildings and upgrades that are included in the bond package? We're about a little more than halfway through, right?
That's true. And so 2014 bond was, it's a very aggressive bond program and building program. So by 2020, that's our expectation that we will complete our projects under this bond program. And again, $663 million, well over 90 projects even today going on in our school district, all to be completed by 2020. So really transformative in a short amount of time, but best to serve our students here in Arlington.
That is definitely aggressive. That's a lot of money to spend in a short period of time.
That's correct. And our staff, our team, both with architects and construction companies, et cetera, but our staff and our team, our teachers, our principals, et cetera, really working together to make sure that this bond program is implemented with fidelity, but also to make sure that the resources are programmed correctly and that students take full advantage of that. And that takes really a team effort, you know, in our school district to not only have the vision for what we want our students to be able to accomplish, but also to then implement it with excellence, which is truly what we're doing here in our school district.
That's great. Well, let's get to our next question. This one comes from Dee Dee. She asks, is the Career and Technical Center for middle school and high school students?
So our Career Tech Center, our Dan Diaper Career Tech Center, opened in August. And
I'm hearing great things, by the way.
It is an outstanding facility with all the resources that students need to pursue their career. So you have anywhere from automotive to welding to nursing to business to production to TV production and things like that, broadcasting, culinary arts, and the list goes on and on.
Right.
Mostly for juniors and seniors in our school system. So the foundational courses are taken at our high school, level 1, level 2 courses. And then juniors and seniors, the specialized coursework is taken at the Career Tech Center. And again, students do not withdraw from their high school. They simply attend at the Career Tech Center and they're transported there throughout the school day. Part of our bond also funded transportation and new buses for our school system, because that was a real important part of having access to these resources, is being able to transport students throughout our entire district to take full advantage of the resources. And that investment was through transportation as well in our bond.
Well, like I said, I'm hearing great things. So it's a beautiful building you built out there. Our next one comes to us from Kim. Kim asks, where will the Fine Arts Building be located when it is open?
Yeah, so a new Fine Arts Center is also part of this bond program, and we're really at the schematic design phase that's been approved, but it'll be located off of Division Street in the Entertainment District, Division and Collins, right adjacent from the AT&T Stadium. And that facility will serve our fine arts, kind of a capstone fine arts, but it'll also be for the entire school district. So performances to be held there. It's a concert hall as well as a theater space. Instrument repair and things like that will be at our Fine Arts Center. Really something that this community doesn't have at this point. This will be really state-of-the-art Fine Arts Center there right at the Entertainment District.
Which is a great location for it. I mean, that's a perfect place.
It is, and it really draws from the energy that happens in the Entertainment District, but also allows students access to a lot of the things that are happening there in terms of production and things to actually offer as entertainment, not only for our community now and the parents, but also offer entertainment for entire community as we open that Fine Arts Center.
As you mentioned, it's on Division, which is also going to be a kickoff point for maybe a redevelopment of Division Street.
That's correct.
Too. So
that's correct.
It could be a catalyst for future things to come.
True, and that area specifically is well positioned, not only for what is happening, but as you said, for what will happen down the line in the future here in the city of Arlington. Specifically chosen to be really at a point, kind of a focal point for not only entertainment, but for the community as well. And again, it'll be a K-12 facility, so we'll have specialized courses also in that center, but we'll have a concert hall where productions and performances and things like that, really from elementary to junior high to high school, will be able to take place there. Really a special place for our community. That's
great. Well, our last question comes to us from Isabel. What's the latest with the Natatorium, she writes?
So it's an interesting question. So the Natatorium, our athletics complex as we call it, is also in the schematic design phase. And that facility, that building, will also be located off of Division Street in Collins in the same property as our Fine Arts Center. So there'll be two facilities there. And that's scheduled also for 2020. That's when we plan to open both facilities in 2020. The synergy between those two facilities and both the activities and the student kind of interest and things like that will really play well with each other there as a center kind of focal point for both arts and athletics in the same complex. So it's kind of a different way of positioning two different really areas of interest really for our school district, but in a way that comes together to really show the spirit of the entire district.
It's a great use of space down there, and 2020 is going to line up to be a big year. You're ending your bond program, opening those two facilities. The new Rangers Ballpark in the Entertainment District will open then. There's a lot happening in 2020.
That's correct, and again, I have to credit both our wonderful community that supported this bond program, our staff that worked so diligently to implement it with fidelity and make sure that we're staying true to our bond projects, right? But also to make sure that we stay with our timelines and that we do it with excellence. And from programming to the teachers implementing that, the programs, et cetera, we do it with a standard of excellence in Arlington. And I'm really proud of our entire team's focus on implementing this bond, but making sure, Jay, as you know that, and I've said this before, buildings and facilities are wonderful, they're needed, and they're exceptional, as you said, career tech, et cetera. But the most important thing is what happens inside those buildings. And our teachers that work with students every day, that interaction is the most important thing. To have the resources and the tools, obviously a lever that we must have for student success. But I'm very proud of what happens in those buildings.
Absolutely, you should be, and proud of your staff as well for all they're doing. And I have to say the transparency you've had with this bond program has been very strong as well. People know what's happening.
Absolutely.
And they should, because they're investing in it and they're seeing the results and the dividends from that.
That's correct. And we've put a lot of time and effort on our website to share the story of our bond program, because it really is transformative. And when you think of all the different projects in every facility in our school district that will be touched by this bond program, whether it's condition work at the elementary level, we have STEM labs that are part of this, that are being built now, strings room and music room and things like that are part of this bond program. The safety at our elementary school with entry vestibules, the new camera upgrades, network upgrades, computers, technology, transportation, the list goes on and on.
It is a long list.
And it is something that really, really energizes a school district. and serves our students exceptionally well.
I think that's a great way to put it. I can feel the energy for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for all that you're doing, your staff is
Thank
doing
you.
to implement this bond. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you. I
And
appreciate
thanks for
you
being
too.
here with
Absolutely.
us as well. And thank you at home for some great questions. We appreciate you sending those in. That will do it for this week's Ask Arlington. Tune in next time when we'll answer more of your questions about what's happening right here in our city.